Good afternoon. I'll call to order the Public Utilities Commission meeting for March of 2023. The first item is a consent agenda. Is there any discussion on that?
Yes, President Visser, I do have just a couple comments that I would like to make. The New Ulm Public Utilities does have a couple funding opportunities that we're trying to pursue. One of the opportunities is actually through the state bonding bill. We have a project that we're waiting to hear to do the sanitary sewer, water, storm sewer, and street reconstruction down on Front Street. This is a project that would, if we can get funding to complete the street, we would be able to decommission an aging Center Street lift station. So I did go and testify with the Senate Capital Investment Committee, and I told them what our need was, and so we're just waiting on approval if it does get included into the bonding bill for funding. The second opportunity that we have is with it's under the Midwest Coordinated Regional and Community Resilience Advancement. It's federal funding, which is under the IIJA funds, and New Ulm has had the opportunity to apply along with 50 other 50 other utilities from Minnesota, North Dakota, Iowa, and this particular funding opportunity is being coordinated through MMUA. It's also through the Minnesota rural cooperatives, and then the same associations in North Dakota and Iowa. And the entire package is about $475 million. And New Ulm has put projects in total of about $7.5 million. And so there's a 50% funding match for that. But the projects that we've put in there, they're important projects mainly because today, as we discuss with them, it has the ability to basically make New Ulm a microgrid. With the assets that we have, we're able to run the city of New Ulm if there was a power outage, or it's also able to provide support for the renewable energy market, because we do have generation and we're able to step that up when renewables either aren't available or capacity is low. So we've got turbine controls in there. We've got the Center Street transformer, which is a 55-year-old transformer that needs to be upgraded, and then multiple projects within the power plant and some RTU and relay projects. So we're very hopeful that we'll be able to participate in the funding, but we should find out within the next month or two if those projects will go forward. So I'll keep you abreast. There may be something at a future commission meeting that might need your approval. So I just wanted to point that out so that you're aware.
Thanks. Thank you. Can I get a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll offer the motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the Employee of the Month.
Okay, President Vesser, Commissioners, Collins Ravitzer from the Electric Distribution Department is our Employee of the Month. During preparation of the construction of the raw water main, Collins was asked to clear trees by the river. This was critical to get a clear area for the water main bore. His cooperation with other departments saved the contractor significant time, as well as saving the utility money, as we didn't need to hire a separate tree removal company. He's always willing to pitch in and is a team player for the utility, so I want to offer congratulations to Collins Ravitzer.
I'll make the motion to recognize Collins Ravitzer as Employee of the Month for February 2023.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Colin. Next item is year-end carryovers.
Oh, yes. There was an item that was brought to you last month. It had some of the carryovers that were found after the closing of the books of 2022. There were two items that were missed, and I'm just bringing this forward to ask for your approval to also carry over these two items. One is a request of $5,000 in the STEAM fund for, under the customer service account, and then also about $10,000 in the conservation improvement STEAM rebates. Both of these will be used for our STEAM rebate program to help revitalize the STEAM system.
I'll make the motion to approve year-end budget carryovers for the year ended December 31st, 2022.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is purchase two GPS receivers.
Okay, these two particular GPS receivers are unbudgeted, thus the reason we're bringing them to you. We do have accounts set aside that they will come out of, but this is for basically the electric distribution and the water department. They're used to GPS electric and water infrastructure for mapping purposes, and it's important to get good information into our mapping or into our maps. Each GPS unit within the department right now, they're unusable. And so this purchase would include the GPS receiver, a battery charger, antenna, cable, and a nylon case for each department. Each one is the amount of $9,686, and that was a low quote from Tree Biz.
How long are the ones that were, how old were the ones that we're replacing?
You know, I'm not sure, but I would say probably 5 to 7 years,
Okay.
which is pretty typical for a computer type equipment.
I'll make the motion to authorize the purchase of two GPS receiver units from Tree Biz LLC in the amount of $9,686.30 plus tax per unit. Why would we have tax?
We pay tax on electric
Do we?
purchases. Yep. Water would be non-taxable.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, with motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is network switches for the north side and south side and center substations.
Yeah, here, the Electric Distribution Department is requesting the purchase of 3 network switches. These switches are for the north side, south side, and the Center Street substation. So this will allow network communication between the SCADA system and the substations. This, again, too, is a non-budgeted item. It was not included in the proposal from PSE for the remote terminal units, but it really is necessary to get the connection to the network. So one of the reasons is because it will save vendor costs. So we don't need to have a vendor come on site. They can remote into the pieces of equipment and are able to do the work from their own site. We received the quotes from Marco, and it lists here the types of switches that we're looking at. The one thing I want to note is that we did get 2 quotes. We are asking that you approve the higher quoted item, mainly because these particular network switches, they have the capacity to use our network access control system. That's something that our IT department has put in, which helps to prevent unauthorized devices that plug into the switches and could ultimately get into it opens up the network to outside possibilities of hacking or people getting in. And so the second vendor quote did not have that ability. We just felt for the integrity of the substations, it was necessary to go with the higher quote.
So, just a question: do we have an estimate of the amount of vendor savings it'll be versus them coming on site to do repairs and stuff?
Well, of
So
of how much it was more?
Yeah, so part of the justification of the project is it will help us eliminate some of the vendor costs of coming on site because they'll be able to work remotely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if we have a company come in, they could be coming from the cities, so you would have travel and per diem amounts. Sometimes their hourly rate, rate could be upwards of $250 an hour. So it's significant savings when they can just call in, make their changes to the settings, and then they're back out instead of paying for a day's worth of them coming.
And this will hook up to the SCADA system, you said? This will
Ye-
connect to SCADA?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks.
I'll offer the motion to authorize the purchase of 3 network switches for the north side, south side, and Center Street substations from Marco for the total of $12,052.71 plus tax.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Wastewater Department septic truck.
Yes, this is actually a budgeted item due to the cost. It's coming to you for approval. It is, however, came in over the budgeted amount, which is not unusual this year. Everything is coming in over the budgeted amount. But this is actually it's 2 separate vendors. It's for the chassis for the septic truck from Truck Center Companies, and then it's also a stainless steel tank module from Satellite Industries. So the total unit is $152,701 as opposed to the budget of $120. This truck is going to replace a 1991 International septic truck that we purchased new in 1991, and we did use a state bid for this. So. And the state bid for the truck, and we got 2 quotes for the tank. So,
How long will it take to get? Do we know?
I do not know. It's probably going to be about 3 or 4 months, probably. I'm thinking that we're going to be able to get it yet this year.
Oh.
Their hope is to get it prior to hauling this fall. So,
I'll offer the motion to authorize the purchase of the 2024 M2-106 Plus conventional chassis septic truck from Truck Center Companies for a state bid amount of $85,530 and the purchase of an MD-2500 stainless steel tank module from Satellite Industries Incorporated for a quote amount of $67,171 for a total unit cost of $152,701.
Any motion and a second? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last item is our list of claims.
I'll make the motion to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $4,210,460.34.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion on the list of claims? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. We are adjourned.